I am an ex-Jehovah's Witness elder, now an activist. I run a website where I publish secret JW documents. Ask me anything. My short bio. I was basically raised as a Jehovah's Witness. My wife and her whole family was one as well. I was a congregation elder, which means I held a position of authority in the congregation. I delivered public talks, conducted public Bible studies, spent some time as a secretary. JWs produce a ton of paperwork. Basically ran the whole circus locally. We had aspiration for me to become a circuit overseer, which is the guy who goes from city to city and makes sure all wishes of the governing body are implemented in the congregations. On top of that, both me and my wife served as regular pioneers for a few years, which meant we had to spend 70 hours preaching every month. This is voluntary. Normally, JWs don't have any required quota for how many hours they have to report, but they have to do it every month to keep being active. 2 years ago, together with my wife, we began to wake up from the indoctrination and then proceeded to help friends and family as well. Unfortunately, our families didn't respond well to that. Jehovah's Witnesses call people who leave their faith and put it in negative light apostates. They are prohibited from talking and even from saying hello to them, or from reading their blogs, etc. So, our family now refuses to acknowledge us. We have lost them, possibly forever. We've decided to use our knowledge to help others, to try making people who are still in see that they are being lied to. I've set up a website where I publish confidential files that normally are available only to certain people, letters from the HQ to elders, convention videos, old books that are out of print because the doctrine has changed, and more. I'm also an admin of Polish XJ Law forums. Most recently, I've shot a video for the general public which aims to show their practices in an easy-to-swallow manner. And that's just about it. If that seems interesting to you, feel free to ask anything. I may only refuse to answer some personal details that could identify me because I don't want to formally leave them just yet, as being inside helps me to help others. I will answer questions today for the next 5 to 6 hours, and if there are any left, then even tomorrow. Short summary about JWs. Jehovah's Witnesses are an apocalyptic cult started 140 years ago by a guy named Charles Taze Russell. For all this time they have proclaimed that the end is coming soon. They even set some exact years for this to happen: 1914, 1925, 1975, among others. Currently, there are 8 million of them worldwide, over 1.2 million in the USA. While they may seem innocent, their practices hurt people in many different ways. They are hiding child abuse on a grand scale. In Australia alone, a royal commission unearthed over 1,800 cases of child abuse among JWs, none of which was reported to the authorities by them. They destroy families due to their shunning policy. When a member of your family is being disfellowshipped, for example because they slept with someone before getting married, were smoking, took blood in hospital, or spoke against the organization, they prohibit blood transfusions, which literally takes people's lives. Finally, they mess up with your head, telling you that everyone in the outside world is wicked and deserves to die, while you can live forever given that you do exactly as they tell you to. My proof. Here's a picture of me holding a book that only elders are allowed to have. Pay attention to yourselves and to all the flock, and also an outline of a talk that was delivered on this year's conventions. If that's not enough, I can take photos of the newest Elders Handbook, convention lapel badges, or many other publications. Edit. More proof.
Tell me some door-knocking stories. Did anyone get so irate you were scared for your life? Anyone answer the door naked? Anyone ever invite you in and you had dinner with them? Anyone try to seduce you?
There were some funny moments, and there were some scary too. I once was attacked by a furious dog who jumped over the fence and grabbed my jacket. Fortunately, it was winter, and I
had several layers of clothes on me, so he didn't hurt me, but scared the hell out of me. There were times that people opened the door in, uncomfortable situations, pants only, straight out of the shower, wasted after partying, etc. We usually apologized and told them that we'd try to come another time. Some people were very nice to us, and I had it several times that people invited me for a dinner. Almost all of those occurrences happened when we preached in the countryside. People in cities usually weren't so keen to invite us to their house. I had some incidents where people were really angry at us, yelled at us, and even sometimes got physical. But nowadays, it's very rare. I've heard that back in the day, it wasn't very uncommon for JWs to get beat up while preaching.
I had a JW come to my door. This was probably 2002. I live in an area that has a high Mormon population, so I am a bit defensive and was possibly a little short. I was not rude, but I had little patience for their message. I thought they were Mormons at first. As I'm not religious and feel like people are always trying to shove their message in my ears, I was blown away when one of these JW actually put their foot in my doorway, trying to prevent me from closing my front door. I told them to move it or lose it. They did, but the audacity of that moment always stuck in my mind like, wow, those JW are something else. I know many people have a JW story, but is this common? Way over-aggressive, zealous missionaries? No Mormon, while more passive-aggressive, has ever tried a stunt like that. I live in a part of the country where I would not be surprised if someone shot another over a foot of fence like that. I always thought, although way out of line, it took balls.
It was pretty common a few decades ago, but now they teach not to do it anymore. Still, you can't change some people.
Sorry if someone asked this already. I've listened to former members talk about the sexual abuse of children being hidden by the men in power. I'm aware that this happens all over the world every day, but I'm asking specifically about your experiences. Have you seen this? How, why is it tolerated? Is there a way to seek legal justice within the community?
Yes, JWs have a big problem with child abuse. First of all, because they believe child abuse is only a sin, not really a crime. The elders in almost all cases don't report to the authorities. Instead, they try to handle it inside the congregation, which most of the time ends in leave the matter in the hands of Jehovah, because they require 2 witnesses to the event, which is pretty rare. They basically value the good name of the organization more than the safety of the children. And yes, I personally know a situation where a guy was sent to a congregation and abused a daughter of a family he was assigned to spend the night with. What's worse, the elders in his congregation knew he abused in the past, but still sent him over and didn't warn anyone.
Thank you so much for watching until the end. Don't forget to subscribe so you won't miss the next videos. In the meantime, check out the other ones. They're already waiting for you. Share your thoughts on this topic in the comments and tell your own stories. Wishing you a great day, and see you in the next one. Bye-bye.